Today is a very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of Srila A.C Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, according to India time. So we have to remember him, sing his glories, pray for his grace. He appeared in Calcutta, Toliganj. I once went there to his appearance place a long time ago. That time it was not yet developed, just some sign was there, but now I heard it is more developed. And he was Vaishnav from birth already, because from such family his father was Vaishnav. So he used to go to temples and worship Krishna as a child already. Then when he first met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he understood he is not from this world. And he immediately understood that he is my Gurudev. But he took initiation after some time. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to tell him you should preach in English language. And also just before the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Sai Maharaj was at that time, because he was in household ashram, was in Bombay for maintenance of family. So he wrote one letter to Prabhupada requesting him to please give me some service. Then again, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he replied, you can preach in English. So then Sai Maharaj from householder ashram, he was publishing magazines and also translating and writing articles like this. Then his wife became unfavorable at one point, so he left house and went to stay in Vrindavan, first as Vanaprast. Then he took sannyas from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj, got name Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and this A.C was put by Sai Maharaj himself. So he was doing bhajan in Radha Damodar temple. That is also where our Gurudev first met him. When he heard about him, that one disciple of Prabhupada, sannyasi, is staying there, our Gurudev went to pay obeisance to him and to pray for his grace. So when our Gurudev met Sai Maharaj in Radha Damodar, maybe 63 or so, so Sai Maharaj received him very nicely, and he told him, I am translating many works into English, so you please read. He gave him one Back to Godhead magazine and showing other writings, and he told him, you read this. So Gurudev in front of him, he was reading in English, and he said it was difficult to read because Vrindavan press was not so high quality at that time, so it was indistinct, but he was reading. Then our Gurudev also requested Srila Sai Maharaj, our Gurudev is now here in Vrindavan, so will you please come to meet him? Then Sai Maharaj said, yes, I will come. Tomorrow I will come. So then really he came next day to meet Param Gurudev, and they were speaking in the room for about half an hour alone, only two of them, no one was there, so no one knows what they were speaking. So when Sai Maharaj was coming out, and there at the gate, he called our Gurudev that you come here. So Gurudev came. Then Sai Maharaj said, I have a desire to go outside of India for preaching. Will you go with me? Then Gurudev said, I was surprised at such proposal, and he said, I did not know what should I say, because my Gurudev engaged me as a secretary of Chaitanya Gauriya Mata Institution, and there are many unfinished works, legal works, yet to be done. So that is my responsibility. At the same time, Sai Maharaj is like a Shiksha Guru, god brother of my Gurudev and disciple of Prabhupada. So what I should do? Then Gurudev, ultimately he said, I'm sorry, I cannot go because I am so much engaged here for this work for my Gurudev. Then Sai Maharaj was in phase, he was little disappointed. Then he went. Then Gurudev said, I displeased him, I committed offense. So then that time Gurudev said, I did not know what will happen. So ultimately Sai Maharaj went alone to America because it was by the will of Krishna like this. Because many acharyas cannot stay in one place. So, and also for adjustment, he was specially blessed for this by Krishna and by Prabhupada. So he came to America, and with hardship on the ship already, but he wrote many very deep songs on that ship, and in diary some sayings. Then he came to America, and he said, now Krishna, you took me here, you brought me here, now you do whatever you like. You make me dance. As you will sing or you will play your flute, that is how I will dance. Means full surrender. Then slowly he could meet some people and was speaking like this, but his success started in that Boston. One park is there. Under the tree, he started to loudly do kirtan, Mahamantra kirtan with kartalas. And then slowly people start to come and ask questions, and they were becoming attracted, and then it started. So our Gurudev, when in 97, he also went to Western countries to preach. Then he went to all ISKCON temples, and in some places they allowed him to speak, in some places not. But Guru said, I did not come to speak, only I want to bow down to him, because I met him at that time, but I could not fulfill his desire. So I committed offense to him. So I just want to bow down to him, to pray for forgiveness. So, but many disciples of Srila Sai Maharaj, they were encouraged by our Gurudev in America and other places, and they got new life. So, and Gurudev also heard many lectures of Sai Maharaj on tape recordings while he was in America driving in car. One disciple of Sai Maharaj was driving him, Vaikuntanath Prabhu. He was driving, and while in car they were listening tape recordings, and Gurudev, from there he learned many topics, how Sai Maharaj was explaining. Then he used to speak in his Harikatha also about Sanatana Goswami Shiksha. There was a dialogue between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami, this, because Sai Maharaj used this word dialogue. And some verses of Bhagavad Gita, Gurudev liked his translation and was speaking that when one is enlightened by the knowledge by which ignorance is destroyed, then his knowledge will reveal everything as sun lights up everything during daytime. And that about Raja Vidya, this is the king of education. It is that supreme knowledge perfection of religion because it gives direct perception of the self through realization, and it is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. That verse Gurudev used to speak, and also about how once Indra was cursed by his Gurudev to become pig in this world. Then all demigods, they took shelter of Brahma. They said, we have no king. If demons will attack knowing we have no king, then it will be very difficult for us. So you please remedy this situation. Then Brahma went to this world and met that hog or pig who was Indra. He told him, oh, my sir, why you are here? You are actually king of heaven. You go there. I'm taking you. Then that Indra said as a pig, no, I don't believe you. Who are you? I don't believe you. You see, I have my wife here. I have many children. I have so much responsibility. How I can go? Who are you? I don't believe you. So Brahma ultimately had to kill all that, and he took them to heaven and also Indra ultimately. So Gurudev said like that, Krishna is coming to this world and he's saying this is anityam asukam lokam. It is temporary and full of misery, this place. You have forgotten me. You belong to me. You give up all your relative duties. Sarvadharma parityaja mamekam shara. You surrender to me. I will take you to my abode. Krishna is coming, telling. But we also say, who are you? I don't believe you. Who are you? So we are chanting name, but not actually meaning. If Krishna would come, then we will not be able to go due to so much attachment and ignorance and all this. So then Sai Maharaj, then Gurudev went all places. He went to ISKCON temples. Some places he could speak, some not. And singing the glories of Sai Maharaj everywhere. And also encouraging his disciples to go on, and that this mission should be retained at all cost. And he told them, actually you cannot do this with money and these things. Your Gurudev did not have any money when he came to America. He was surrendered to his Gurudev. That is what gave him that power to do what he did. It is a miracle, very wonderful, astonishing. By that he did this, by his surrender to his Gurudev. So if you want to continue with his mission, then you have to do as he did. You have to completely, unconditionally surrender to your Gurudev. Then receiving his power means devotion to Krishna. Then you can preach, practice and preach devotion to Krishna. So then Sai Maharaj from Boston, then New York, and then slowly it spread everywhere, all over the world, you know. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Prithivite Ache Joto Nagaradigram Saratar Prachar Hoive Mor Nam. How many villages and towns and all these are in the world, everywhere my name will be preached. He already predicted. So Sai Maharaj became instrumental in proving this. This happened. So then he also came back to India and preached there everywhere. And so many books he published, translating during night time, all Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavat, Gita, all, and Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, so many books and so many letters. In night time he was translating, during daytime speaking Harikatha, morning, evening, and preaching, all the time engaged in the service of Krishna. And awakening so many souls, and they also assisted him in all this. They did a lot of assistance, a lot of service. So then he played the pastime of being sick in India, but he came once more to London just to give darshan to his disciples. Then he went to Vrindavan, and his health was not good, so he wanted to go to Govardhan to do parikrama, but somehow that could not happen, but that was his desire, because already his body was too weak. So then, at the last moment, still he was speaking, and all they were chanting, and also he prayed to Srila Narayan Gosai Maharaj. He came there to meet him, because he told to his disciples, they said, we don't know how to make samadhi. Then Srila Sai Maharaj told, you take the help of Srila Narayan Maharaj, he's in Mathura, so he will do. So Narayan Maharaj came and met him a few times. At that time also Sai Maharaj told, you please call all my God brothers who are here. I want to apologize for in my preaching sometimes I spoke something against them because of preaching these purposes, but I want to apologize to them all. So he requested that all his God brothers who were at that time in Vrindavan should come, and he wants to meet them. So Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj came, and Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj also came, and from our mat, Indupati Prabhu, he was in charge of our Vrindavan mat. He's also a disciple of Prabhupada. And so Sai Maharaj requested for forgiveness, but they said, no, you did not commit any offense. It is for that propaganda. And Sai Maharaj also told to his disciples, for any philosophical questions or anything, I am recommending my God brother Srila Bhakti Rakakshidhar Dev Gosai Maharaj. You ask him, which they also did after his disappearance. They consulted with him. And today also I heard one Bengali conversation between Srila Sai Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj. I never heard before, I didn't know. 13th November, I think, 77. Last audio is there. So there, in Bengali, they are speaking, and Srila Bongosai Maharaj is praising him that what you did is extraordinary. In Bengali, he was speaking. Then Sai Maharaj said, what I can do. Then Bon Maharaj said, yes, all Vaishnavas, they are speaking like this. You were instrumental, like Krishna used Arjuna for that work. So you were instrumental in fulfilling this prediction of holy name will be preached all over the world. So you made this. And Sai Maharaj, maybe 3-4 times he said, Ashirvad Kurun, you please bless me. And Bon Maharaj is praising his, and also then about the books they were speaking. Sai Maharaj brought that 10th canto, 2 volumes to show, and Bon Maharaj said, very nice. It is very good because inside is good and outside is good. Inside is your spiritual, that Harikatha, and outside they are making very nice printing. Your disciples, they are nice design and very beautiful and good quality. He said, I think in India we cannot print like this. So he was praising and he said, you are in Vrindavan, it is very good. Even if you will have to give up body, you are in Vrindavan, that is the highest place. It is the pastime place of Supreme Lord. So in this way they were conversing. I only heard once. If I would hear more times, I could tell you more details. So in this way, then, while he also gave one last speech from Bhagavatam while on bed, like as translation, and said you have to be very careful about association. If you have good association, then you will have good result. But if you will have bad association, you will have bad result. So you should be careful about association, to associate with devotees. Then you can progress. There is that. Then on today's day, in the midst of Harinam Sankirtan, he left this world to enter Guru Vrindavan. Jai. Srila Sai Maharaj ki Jai. And then his disciples, they were preaching and spreading also by his grace, and we are all indebted to him. It is by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. He empowered Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He sent him, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared to Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in Jogapit there, and he told him, you start preaching. Then so many disciples came, and through them Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur spread this Harinam Sankirtan, Krishna Bhakti all over the world. And Sai Maharaj was especially chosen, blessed for these Western countries. And later on also, by his request, our Gurudev came, Srila Narayan Gosai Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj. Also our Srila Bharati Maharaj told me that actually he was requesting many, his god brothers and their disciples, that I was not able, I caught many monkeys in the net. This he told in that conversation also. I caught many monkeys in the net, but they are not yet properly trained. I could not train them fully because no time. So you please help them. And they all took that. Actually, they took that as a service, and they did. So today is his disappearance day. His Mool Samadhi Mandir is in Vrindavan, where he disappeared, Krishna Balaram Mandir, and Pushpa Samadhi is in Mayapur. Today I heard from Srila Jayapataka Maharaj that it was decided, Srila Sai Maharaj said, if I will disappear in Vrindavan, then main Samadhi should be there and Pushpa Samadhi in Mayapur. If I will leave from Mayapur, then you make Mool Samadhi there and Pushpa Samadhi in Vrindavan. So it happened like this. So you know, in Mayapur there is a big Pushpa Samadhi there. I used to go these years when I was for Kartik in Mayapur on this day to bow down there, and they would distribute Kheer Prasad to everyone. In many locations in the ISKCON temple, from any side you will come, you will see in different places they would distribute from large pots. They would distribute Kheer for everyone. Sweet rice, that one dona you get. Dona, you know, that small cup, leafy, you will get everyone. And inside there is a program. All Maharajas from all missions, they are coming. They are singing the glories. Abhishek is there, everything. And so today I only saw on live webcast something. And those years I could be there, so I'm going down to Srila Sai Maharaj and pray for his causeless mercy. Also, I came through him. He inspired, he awakened, and also when I took shelter of Gurudev, then later, whenever I was praying for the grace of Sai Maharaj, he made me understand or let me know that he's happy with this. that I'm with Gurudev. And I could read some his teaching, but anyhow we are reading from his translation, this Damodar Lila, now already the second part of the rescue of Nala, Kuber and Manigri. So we heard yesterday, Narad Muni, when he saw them, then he said, among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features, taking birth in an aristocratic family, and being learned. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women, and gambling. But we see in the life of Sai Maharaj, he got so much opulence, so much manpower and everything, but he never misused anything. Why? Because he was already well established in realization that I am eternal servant of Krishna, and he is getting transcendental taste in serving Krishna. Such devotee cannot have any attraction for any type of separate enjoyment in this world. It is impossible. It is disgusting to them just to think about enjoyment. Sai Maharaj in his lectures, you will find tape recording. Many times he spoke that verse, that those who are devotees, they will spit on that idea. If suddenly that idea for some sense gratification, sexual enjoyment like this will come, they will be disgusted. They will spit on that idea only, because they are already established in real life, real knowledge, and that is natural. This is diseased thing. If one is healthy and he's seeing some person, he's very much diseased. Will healthy person want to be diseased? No. Impossible. Like that, true devotee cannot have any these desires. It will be disgusting. So he never misused anything. But if we are not pure, then we may be attracted. Our Parangurudev also told that this Kanaka Kamini Pratishta, they are very attractive for conditioned souls, but those who are sadhakas should not adore this, should try to give up, not indulge and engage in the service and take the help of sadhu sangha. You will find in our Parangurudev's room, Bhajan Kutir in Calcutta, he's having many books of Sai Maharaj, those old from 70s, that first Bhagavatam, because he got, and also on today's disappearance day, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj wrote, he was very sad when he heard the news his god brother disappeared. Because our Parangurudev also served him before, when he was still in household life. He became sick with one a contagious disease, I forgot which one, and the treatment was very expensive, so family members, they rejected him. Then Parang Gurudev took him to that rented place in the mat, separate room for him, and he was serving him for 6 months or something, collecting money for his treatment and everything. That was before, maybe in 50s. And Sai Maharaj was still in household life. And they had cooperation also later. When Srila Sai Maharaj came to India and wanted to make in Mayapur one temple, so our Parang Gurudev, he bought that land for ISKCON, where it is now. And also Srila Sai Maharaj sent Achyutananda Prabhu. First he came, he stayed for 1 year, and then also Srila Jayapataka Maharaj to our Calcutta mat, Satish Mukherjee Road, to stay there, because in Mayapur they had nothing at that time. There was nothing in India yet. But Sai Maharaj wanted, so he sent them for that project, and they were staying in our mat. And Parang Gurudev, he said to our Gurudev, they are foreign devotees, they are Western devotees, so you should take care of them. And Gurudev did that service. He taught them Bengali both. They learned both Bengali by Gurudev first. Then but Achyutananda learned Bengali in our mat. And Jayapataka Maharaj also, beginning 4 months he was staying, and Gurudev taught them Bengali and how to sing kirtan and the all Vaishnava etiquette and everything, and also legal matters for how to register institution, how to buy land, how to, all these legal things also Gurudev taught them. Then later when they started in Mayapur construction, then they were staying in our Chaitanya Gauriya Mat first. Then slowly that happened. That is why Jayapataka Maharaj whole life, he is having respect for Gurudev, and Gurudev whole life was very affectionate to him. I saw them together many times. And before Sai Maharaj disappeared in Mayapur, he also made one Bhaktivedanta Charity Trust for the development of Navadip Dham. He opened one, and he made our Parang Gurudev, Srila Madhav Gosai Maharaj, he made him one of the trustees of that, and that Madhasun Maharaj, some other disciples of Prabhupada. Then when our Parang Gurudev disappeared, then our Gurudev was invited to take his seat. So Gurudev, since that time, since 79, 80, he said, every year I used to go to that meeting, Bhaktivedanta Charity Trust in ISKCON. They were inviting, and they would discuss how to properly take care of Navadip Dham, and for also that Saraswat Gauriya Vaishnava Association. So here in the purport, Srila Sai Maharaj is saying, among the 3 modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, people are certainly conducted by the lower qualities, namely passion and ignorance, and especially by passion. Conducted by the mode of passion, one becomes more and more involved in material existence. Therefore, human life is meant for subduing the modes of passion and ignorance and advancing in the mode of goodness. This is in his last message also, he spoke this verse. So you see how it is coming by his grace. Tada raja stamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaje cheta eter annavidham stitam satve prasidati. This verse in Antim, last message. This is culture. One must subdue the modes of passion and ignorance. In the mode of passion, when one is falsely proud of wealth, one engages his wealth only for three things, namely wine, woman, and gambling. We can actually see, especially in this age, that those who have unnecessary riches simply try to enjoy these three things. In Western civilization, these three things are very prominent because of an unnecessary increase of wealth. Narad Muni considered all this in the case of Manigriv and Nalakuber because he found in them so much pride in the wealth of their father, Kuber. Hanyante Pashavo Jatra Nirdayair Ajitatmabih Manya Manair Imam Deham Ajaramrityu Nashwaram. Unable to control their senses. Now one word is following, which is speciality of Srila Swami Maharaj. Rascals who are falsely proud of their riches or their birth in aristocratic families are so cruel that to maintain their perishable bodies, which they think will never grow old or die, they kill poor animals without mercy. Sometimes they kill animals merely to enjoy an excursion. So, rascals. When the mode of passion and ignorance increase in human society, in commentary, giving rise to unnecessary economic development, the result is that people become involved with wine, women, and gambling. Then, being mad, they maintain big slaughterhouses or occasionally go on pleasure excursions to kill animals, forgetting that however one may try to maintain the body is subject to birth, death, old age, and disease. Such foolish rascals engage in sinful activities one after another. Being dushkritis, they completely forget the existence of the Supreme Controller who is sitting within the core of everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. That Supreme Controller is observing every bit of one's activity, and he rewards or punishes everyone by giving one a suitable body made by material nature. Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Maya. In this way, sinful persons automatically receive punishment in different types of bodies. The root cause of this punishment is that when one unnecessarily accumulates wealth, one becomes more and more degraded, not knowing that his wealth will be finished with his next birth. You will find in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sadhana Bhakti, limb number 8, one should accept not too much and not too less worldly wealth and in relation to the service of Krishna, because otherwise one will become attached and will forget. If too less, then also he will be disturbed, he will not be able to do bhajan. So if one is not engaged in the service of Krishna, then he will try to increase that and enjoy. So our Gurudev also told that it is true that household devotees, they should earn money for their maintenance, for bhajan, but not up to such extent that they have no time then to do Shravan Kirtan. then it is not the point. Devotees, they have to do two things. They have to directly serve Krishna by Shravan Kirtan and service, all this, and to maintain their life. Both things. In Upadeshamrita you will find it is necessary. So this one should not be so much that you have no time for bhajan. And also you should not neglect maintenance because we are not liberated soul. So then also you will not be able to do bhajan. So not too less, not too much is proper to and in favor of bhajan. Because anyhow this body will perish, no one can survive. Our Gurudev used to explain that in the case of General Goering in Second World War, he used to recruit new soldiers because Gurudev said, many household devotees, they come to me, they said, we are so much busy, we have no time to come to the mat and to hear about Krishna. For you it is easy, you are just chanting Haribol, Haribol, but we have so many responsibilities, we have no time. We have desire, but we are so busy. Then Guru said, how many times do you eat a day? Why you take time for eating? Because you know the necessity. You cannot work and you are hungry, but when one is awakened soul, he will also feel the hunger of Atma, which is Paramatma, means Krishna. So we are so much busy, no time. Then Gurudev gave that example, Goering in Second World War. He used to take he classified people in 4 categories. Clever and industrious, means very working. Clever and industrious. And clever and lazy. And stupid and industrious, and stupid and lazy. So Goering said, I accept clever and industrious. Also I accept clever and lazy, and I make commander-in-chief, general, one who is clever and lazy. Then the question is why he has one quality less. Then he said, because it is not always good to fight. So those who are clever and lazy, they will not fight unnecessarily because they are lazy. So they, under tense circumstance, they will start fighting. But those who are industrious, they will all the time fight. It is not good for the country. So they are the chief. And also, I accept the stupid and lazy. I also accept to solve the unemployment problem. I also accept, but stupid and industrious, I don't. I stay away from them. Then they were asking why he's having one quality more. He can work very hard. He's very busy. He said, those who are stupid and lazy, they don't know what to do. They are stupid, so they will do some wrong, but not much because they are lazy. So somehow I can manage that. But those who are stupid and industrious, I don't accept because they will do wrong thing and much. So that will be very difficult to correct. So then Gurudev asked us in Harikatha, so to which group do we belong? We are stupid and industrious. Why? Stupid, we think I am this body. We have no knowledge who I am. So stupid. And industrious, so much busy, all the time busy, only for caring of the body which will die one day. That is our main point. I am this body and working very hard only to preserve this body, but anyway it will die. So that is stupid and industrious, because we are complaining we have no time for bhajan, so much busy, but we should have time for bhajan and maintain how much is necessary, not too much, not too less. So here Sai Maharaj is further telling, Na sadhu mane yata atmanoyam asan api kleshada asa deha. Animal killing is prohibited. Every living being, of course, has to eat something. In Bhagavatam, jiva jivasya jivanam. But one should be taught what kind of food one should take. Therefore, the Ishopanishad instructs, Tena tyaktena bunjita. One should eat whatever is allotted for human beings. Krishna says in Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam jo me bhakti prayachati tadaham bhakti apahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. A devotee therefore does not anything that would require slaughterhouses for poor animals. Rather, devotees take prasad of Krishna, that is allotted. Tena tyak tena bunjita. Krishna recommends that one give him patram pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, a flower, fruit or water. Animal food is never recommended for human beings. Instead, a human being is recommended to take prasad, remnants of food left by Krishna. Yagya shishtashina santo muchate sarva kilbishai. If one practices eating prasad, even if there is some little sinful activity involved, one becomes free from the results of sinful acts, because this is allotted to human beings, and also all those plants, and they will be benefited by that. They will be engaged in the service of Krishna. So not only you are not doing violence, but you are doing good to others by cultivating and offering Krishna those sattvic foods and offering to Krishna, and then take his prasad. That is meant for human being, because human being is differentiated from the animal by this one quality, that he can do dharma. He has to follow Vedic injunctions. So Vedic injunctions always say you have to eat what is prasad of yagya. So that will be okay. But if one is outside, then he cannot be actually human outside of dharma. So tomorrow we will further here. Tomorrow also another one disciple of Prabhupada's appearance day, and we will continue this topic.